Eric, thanks. A GRPD officer with an already controversial past is back in the spotlight.
In a recent post to his Facebook page, he appears to admit to racial profiling while on the job. Our Doug Reardon has more on those allegations tonight.
He needs to understand what's going on.
Activist Paul Mayhew and Brian Blakely and Kent County Commissioner Robert S. Womack surprised at recent posts written by Grand Rapids police officer Walter Tett. One claims the Black Lives Matter movement is a cult. Officer Tett, who is black, writing out the word's definition in a lengthy post. Part of it saying the movement has a, quote, misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person or thing, unquote. In another post, Tett admits to profiling cars on his inner city beat. He said he would pull over, quote, old white men in nice cars, registered to predominantly white areas like Granville and Genesee. Old white men do not live in those areas, the post says. They don't fit, and when they don't fit, you use any legal reason to stop it. Those areas are frequented by prostitutes, he says, after specifically mentioning the Hall and Division area of the city.
His racial profiling is racially profiling the black community as crime-ridden, prostitutes, drug dealers. He's racial profiling white Americans that if they come into that neighborhood, they're only looking for drugs. They couldn't possibly live there or have black friends there.
Womack and Mayhew were mentioned by name in another of Tett's posts, accusing them of, quote, continuing to keep the hate and anger alive.
That's his opinion, but once he says, so after 10 o'clock, I'm stopping white people who drive good cars that come into this area, as if that area only has prostitution and drugs to provide for the white community. Now he's talking policy. I think it's very important that we call out injustice no matter who's doing it.
Another post made by William Tett's son claims his father was directed by the department in the 90s and early 2000s to, quote, pull over any car with 2 or more black people inside. Neither Womack nor Mayhew or Blakely think Tett should be fired. All 3 men say they don't know him well, but they're worried about the harm he's doing to the community's view of local police.
When the youth see an officer admitting to racial profiling, now when an officer stops them, it automatically hits their head. Maybe they're doing what Officer Tett does.
It really disappoints me and surprises me because I didn't think that, I didn't think he thought that way.
Doug Reardon, Fox 17 News.
Now we reached out to GRPD today. They referred us to the same statement they gave us a few days back, stating they are aware of the posts and they are being investigated. Meantime,